Yes.
And it's live. This is the logo.
Are you able to see it?
Are you able to see it?
Are you able to see it? Logo page.
This is the logo page. This is the logo page. This is logo page. Logo page. Logo page. Here it comes.
What?
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
I should have gone to the bathroom before we started.
Me too. I'm Vola P. It'll make me talk fast. Talking fast. Here's a picture of me running. DJ. Don't look at us.
Why are you screaming?
I'm sorry. I'm full of energy because today is a busy day, and I forgot to pull up the dock. I'm pulling up the dock.
I feel like our thing looks good right now. The lighting.
Looks good.
Hold on, one sec.
Guys, this is behind the scenes. Welcome to SuperTV Showdown.
Hey!
This is the live video portion of this. Thanks for contributing to our Patreon, $15 plus. DJ, you excited?
I'm super excited.
We're talking about this is just for video piece because we haven't rolled audio yet, right?
No, we have not started rolling.
We're talking about Arrow.
Yes.
Supergirl.
Yes.
Flash.
Yes.
Legends.
Yes.
And I'll give a little tip of the hat to Gifted just cuz.
Good, do that.
And
neither of us, Roxy is unfortunately not here today. She will be back next week.
That monster.
So we're not going to hear anything about Gotham. What about Inhumans? Did you give up?
No, I'll still mention last week. Let's get going.
Yeah, okay.
I want to talk about news, too. So make sure you guys hit up that live chat because we want to read about it. Also, we're going to be hitting up the Reddit. They make a mega post.
Hold on. That was gross. That was
I wish that was in the audio.
That was not anything I needed in my life.
I'm a little hyper. And a little hey, yeah.
Cool. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I wish my voice wasn't cracking.
I don't know what noise I expected to come out of your mouth when I hit that button, but that was not the noise I expected.
What about this one?
No, that's okay.
Getting ready, I'm brewing something. Guys! Welcome.
And girls.
And girls.
Yeah.
Welcome back to SuperTV Showdown.
Yay!
We like raising and lowering the volume so that you are always going to be angry with us when you listen to this podcast. Thank you.
That's what we call branding.
Thank you for coming back and joining us once again.
Yes.
To the live people, to the video people, to the audio people. Guys, this is the best damn Patreon show you could possibly think of.
Ever.
What are we doing on the show, DJ?
Sam, we talk about our favorite superhero shows, which this week include Supergirl.
Yep.
The Flash.
Yep.
Arrow.
Yep.
And Legends of Tomorrow,
yep.
with a quick shout out to the Gifted as well from our boy Sam.
And I'll talk about the Inhumans.
You don't need to threaten us.
You can't fucking stop me. I swear to God, I'll talk about it. But guys.
Yes.
This is the best show you could ever. If you're watching live, if you watch the video version, you know the production quality is stepping up because we have assets. DJ, would you mind throwing them? Just switching the graphic because this is what they're getting. Just switch to the graphic that we have queued up. Just check this out. Whoa! And we're back. Audio people, it was just dead air for a second. But
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
So Sam, are we ready to jump into it? Because we like to start every episode with.
You strummed the springs on the. I don't know. Let me try. Ooh.
That was dark. Sam, are we ready to start with a news?
Yes. Nah, that's dumb. We don't have. Roxy's not doing the soundboard this week. What are we supposed to do? We're talking about news. DJ, news is this week. We're talking about clearly. You gotta. Black Panther.
We wanted to touch on this. Yeah, it dropped Monday.
So
there's another trailer dropped recently that we're probably going to spend a little bit more time on. But this trailer was so dope.
This trailer was so cool. And, favorite part, three favorite parts.
Yes.
Top one, music. Music is, oh my God.
Always top tier. Top tier for these Black Panther trailers.
I like the suits. I like how they grow, like nano bits.
Yeah.
Because that's what it does, like in the comics.
It does do that in the comics, which is okay. It's just I've gotten a little burnt out on Iron Man suit. Like where's it coming? Where's it coming from?
From his feet?
Yeah, where's it stored? What's
on his feet?
Yeah.
It grows. He makes a brand new suit every single time, and to get out of it, he has to just like peel himself out of it.
Yeah, it's like in Civil War after like the 6th time watching it when he does that cool hand thing. It's like where'd
that come from? Where's
it?
all the tech?
Yeah.
And that's what Marvel says.
Anyway, so the suits, the music, the suits,
and the third, it's just the damn world, like the world.
Yeah, man, it looks so cool.
It's like, I know it's impressive when like James Gunn makes the universe for Marvel, which is not like a small feat. Like, it's definitely impressive, and I know he has like whatever, they have inspiration from comics, but something about Wakanda just makes it feel extra special, just like of how like secretive it is. Like, where with space thing, with like the space Marvel whatever epic Marvel Cosmic, that's what they call it. It feels like we're just learning something that everybody else knows, but this is like a secret. This is a hidden world that we get to learn about now.
Yeah, I think part of that is the design elements. They're really smart about the design because they're incorporating stuff from real African tribe culture, which I think gives it that little. It's not just future-y. You know what I mean? It gives it that little real world pop.
It took a lot of hard work, and I'm excited to see what Ryan Coogler, and I'm blanking on the cinematographer. Cinematographer is a she, correct? Blanking. Sorry, guys. Let us know in the comments.
The action looks dope. I'm excited to see more about Michael B. Jordan's villain. Although I brought this up to you, like after watching the trailer a couple times, it's like, do we need another Marvel villain that's just like literally just the good guy, but like it's got the same Black Panther suit? It's like.
You know what my answer is?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Well, no.
Answer.
But it just like when he's running up the side of the building and all the action looks so dope. I'm incredibly excited for this movie. I think it could be real special.
Brandon Reyes, just want to read from the live chat, guys. Make sure you don't miss out on that $15 plus. Brandon Reyes says, I can't wait for Black Panther. I hope they put more mythology into Vibranium, and I think we're getting into like there was like a shot of him walking in like a kind of like a purple savannah. Like landscape.
Yeah, like the Spirit Land.
With because he's like what people forget is Black Panther is the King of the Dead, which is always just a great title, which is really cool because I reread Secret Wars and when he commands all the Marvel zombies, it was so cool. So I'm excited to see how they dive into that, and I think they're gonna dive into like the full like roots, like the root that he eats to get like the powers and everything like that.
I'm down, man.
I'm very excited.
I'm all for it.
We also got other news.
We got another trailer yesterday.
Go ahead, cue it up, but I'll let you peeps know that we got a Punisher trailer. That was perfect timing. Punisher trailer. I'm gonna be honest, didn't watch the trailer because I was like, I think I saw everything I needed to.
I think the big thing. You didn't watch the trailer at all?
No. Was there anything? I mean, let me see. I'll watch the show now because we were treated to the panel at Comic-Con, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
And that's enough. You made me want to watch the show now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't.
I wouldn't say you missed much. You did miss the release date.
Yeah, which I did see. It's November 17th.
Which, shockingly, is the same weekend as Justice League.
Wow.
They're going to make it a little challenging for us boys trying to figure out how we're going to cover Punisher, because we're covering Justice League. I mean,
are you crazy?
Come on.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
And
so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for Punisher, but...
That's tough. Hopefully nothing's coming out the week after, because maybe we can record both episodes. I don't know. That's tough. But, hey, look, what is this? Video People? What is that?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so it's just more of... it dives a little bit more into what the show's going to be about, and it looks like it's going to be primarily about a military conspiracy. Here's my concern. Other than the general concern of that making Punisher the central character is... You can't frame him too much as like a straight up good guy because he's not.
Oh, nope.
Yeah, and he does some he does some things that if people did in the real world it would be very much not okay for a variety of reasons.
But John Bernthal looks so cool.
He looks so cool, and he did a great job in Daredevil, and I think by giving him a clear cut mission as opposed to him just going out and like just murdering every bad guy he sees, is able to make him a little bit more heroic. Here's my problem. There's a few lines in the trailer that imply that he literally says in the trailer, they were coming after me and they killed my family and by trying to get to me. Don't do that. It's better when it's an accident. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm hoping this is one of those spoilers for Batman Earth 1. in Batman Earth 1, like, he's convinced there was a conspiracy that killed... Batman's convinced there's a conspiracy that killed his parents.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's such a great moment because he finds out that it was just a random crime, and he realizes...
Kind of.
Yeah, oh yeah, but he's...
It's deeper. Yeah, I really suggest reading Batman Earth 1. It's really I think it's... That and Black Mirror are the only really Batman stories I've ever read. It's real good.
Yeah, but he has a moment where he's like, oh, I'm going to have to be Batman forever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have to not... I wasn't trying to reference the movie, although I do love that movie. But he's going to have to keep... Because it is a random crime, like, to be Batman, he's going to have to fight all crime. And I'm kind of hoping that it looks like it's a conspiracy that killed Punisher's family, and then it ends up not being. Real quick, though, I didn't get to mention this on What We're Into, because we didn't have one last week, so maybe I'll save it for this one. But I just read Punisher Born by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, who did art for Happy.
Oh, I like that art.
It's amazing. It's fucking incredible. And if you're excited for the show, I highly recommend you check out Garth Ennis' run. The first volume, Welcome Back Frank, was the basis for the Thomas Jane Punisher movie. Oh. And that's very, like, over the top and campy and crazy. When he goes into Punisher Max, it's a lot more grounded, and he does a really good job of, like, engaging the Punisher, but embracing the fact that he's not okay. He's not okay. And and I think that's where Punisher is most interesting to me, where you acknowledge that, like, it's not a good guy.
No, and what we saw, the clips, I think it was like the main trailer that came out, you kind of get a sense of like, no, mentally he's not okay.
And it's really not okay that he's running around doing what he's doing. Like, it's not okay.
I know we all kind of like get boners about it, but it's like, you got to think about it. Like, this is you can't just murder all these people. Yeah. Also, there's always going to be a margin for error. Is there ever a story where he messes up? Nope. Or is it, again, of course, because why would there be? Yeah. But in real world, this doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm hoping they do a good job of kind of like interrogating the notion of the Punisher, because I feel like the best Punisher stories do that.
I agree. Yeah. And I'm excited. I'm still excited for this series. Happy's coming out too. A lot of stuff's coming out in the fall. And then Inhumans will end. Excited for that, but we'll talk about it. But anyways, transition. Let's get into our shows. It's the first one. DJ's drinking water and he's queuing up something, and here's the graphic. Very cool. Oh, and go ahead and I don't know if you can see, but it's there. It's there, everybody. I changed the lights. I changed the lights. I did blue.
My math isn't quite adding up on the trying to do the time codes, and it's not quite aligning, but you know what? You guys will figure it out, and you love us, and I appreciate the fact that you're joining us today.
Just so you guys know, if you want to, if you'd like to just kind of like, if you haven't watched Supergirl yet, or you're going to watch Arrow like later or something like that, DJ, you could write down all the time codes, so you can just skip around.
Doing the best I can, but again, the math doesn't seem to quite be aligned. But hey,
we're trying.
Yeah, we're doing what we can.
Let's hop on into it.
I don't.
Let's kick it off.
I wish I had stayed on that asset the whole time that we were talking about that. So
let's talk about it.
I enjoyed this episode a lot.
Me too.
I really liked the villain, Sai.
Mm-hmm. Is that her name?
That's her code name.
That's her code name. She did look in this picture that came out, like where you guys see him like faced off. Yeah. I was like, is this the weird Bizarro girl coming back again?
Yeah, right.
Where it's like, when it is Bizarro, it's definitely Melissa Benoist. But when it's not, it's like it's somebody else.
Yeah.
How did her facial structure change? Anyways.
Yeah.
Don't even focus on
that.
But
so this villain is psychic and has the ability to I guess activate people's deepest fears.
Yeah, that whole scene we got of her like in the bank was a pretty. We got like a lot of like Kara freaking out and everything like that, which led to one of my favorite shots this show. Any of these shows has ever tried to do, like where the CGI is. It's keeping up, but when we got the POV of her as trying to escape Krypton and it all going to poops, that was my favorite shot the show's ever done.
It was really cool, although I was weirded out. It's like, because it kept going, and I was like, you guys are blowing. So I kept waiting, maybe this is where she sees the third plot. Like, maybe there's a plot reveal in this, which is why we're sitting so long on it, because so much money went into that. Because it's literally all CG, and so they kept going. I'm like, what are you guys didn't need that money for someplace else? Like, what's happening right now?
I enjoyed it.
But it was great. It was good.
I really liked it, and I liked how they still are incorporating Mon-El, but in a way that makes sense from a person who's grieving, instead of just like, my boyfriend gone.
I'm also glad that it wasn't just like last week was like, oh, I'm all fixed and hanging out with you guys now. Everything's all better. It's like, no, I'm better, ish.
No, I'm functioning.
Yeah.
But I'm still grieving. And also, we got a lot of good dialogue from Lena, who's like, I'm your friend, but I'm your boss.
Yeah.
And you don't get to choose when you work or not. And that's what I think James didn't really nail last week.
Yeah, but I like the tension between Lena and James. I feel like there's some fireworks brewing there. Or maybe, I don't know. It's
maybe.
Just, when you watch these SOW shows, you keep waiting for everybody to kiss. We got a tweet from Maruna at TV Freaking a Box. How the hell is Lena still in the dark about Supergirl's identity? What's her explanation for the giant hole in the elevator Keko? Love that scene. I love that Supergirl has claustrophobia. I feel like Superman writers should incorporate that for that character.
That's in Earth 2. That's one of my favorite plot points of Earth 2 is, when in Earth 2's story in New 52, they had a new Superman show up, is Val Zod.
Yeah.
He's another Kryptonian that came to Earth, and he has claustrophobia, agoraphobia. No, he doesn't want to go outside because he grew up in the pod. Like, he actually aged up to, like, 13.
Great.
And then when they got to Earth, Terry Sloan, who's the original Mr. Terrific, put him into a small room so that he could feel comfortable. And, like, Terry Sloan was actually, like, you know, profiting off of the Kryptonian living down there. Because he knows about Superman. And so he's like, oh, we got a third. That was great because he didn't want to go outside. Like, that was...
I think the psychological stuff adds a lot of layers to those characters because obviously physically they're nigh invulnerable. So I love the scene in the elevator where she just freaks out and busts out because of somebody that doesn't also isn't a huge fan of tight spaces related to that. But
you tried to bust out of the plane when we were going to Austin.
I did. I kept trying to pull that emergency exit lever. It was a nightmare. But I was a little bit. Because it was like, yeah, Lena doesn't remember it. But then Lena referenced Kara's relationship with Mon-El. And I was like, oh, I'm so fucking confused about what she knows and doesn't know. Like, I do not remember at all what she is or not in on. I
might need a new refresher because Mike was his name. He went by Mike.
Yeah.
But he said
because she worked for his mom. So she knows he's Mon-El. But I don't know how she knows that plain-ass Kara was friends with her and doesn't realize that and
Supergirl's crying about it,
but she doesn't necessarily know that Supergirl's crying about it. It's very confusing to me what Lena does or does not know.
Like, okay, in the Supergirl comic that I kind of pick up every once in a while because like new Superman showed up in there, the Chinese Superman, so I was like, oh, I'll read this. I'm like, it's rough, this is rough. But when she puts her hair up to be Kara, it is brown, and then when she lets it out, like when the sun hits it, it's blonde. So like there's a definitive like hair color change, so there's at least a difference. But now in the show, it's like, no, she's blonde. Glasses,
something I liked about, because the way they color her hair, it's darker by the roots, and so in the first few episodes, she would pull it back, so it looked kind of brown. And it was like, that's a great thing that they like dropped by episode 4. And I was like, but that worked. It worked. It was a very. It helped. It helped with the whole whatever.
T Walker 500 on Reddit says 1 waffle for breakfast. Really? I mean, I understand that she's being a single mother, making breakfast is kind of not possible, but at least give your daughter 2 waffles. For real though, I like the idea of fear being the driving force for Kara, which I totally agree.
Yeah.
But we wanted to bring up this shitty daughter because
she's the worst.
She's the worst.
She's so bad.
I'm really liking Odette and her character.
I don't know the character.
Rain. We're gonna call her Rain.
Rain, because that's what's gonna be what it is in the future. I really like her too. I think she'd actually make a really good Lois Lane in an alternate version of the show.
But I love seeing Lois, like Lois from Smallville. I have a crush on that actress. So
I don't blame you. But no, she's killing it, and she's doing really well. But her daughter, it's like, I just wonder if most writers' daughter, preteen or teenage kids are just the worst, and they vent that in their writing.
I think they tried to pull an Unbreakable. Remember the scene?
Yeah,
Unbreakable.
But that worked in Unbreakable. One, because that's a very little kid. He's like supposed to be 7 or 8 in that movie.
Kind of.
And he's also like,
they're similar in age. They are.
And he's also very. You can that kid is very. You get the sense that he's kind of unstable from the situation that he's been in.
Yeah.
That scene works. What happens in this? Because
in Unbreakable, he pulls the gun on his dad.
She wasn't planning. She didn't know that a wrecking ball was going to start tearing up the neighborhood that she'd run away to.
No, she baited her mom into like almost killing herself. Like it was, it's not great.
No,
it's not great. But I do like what they're doing with Rain and Lena, and everyone's being written really well. The only person who's not doing too much, still like the character, just not doing too much, is Win. But
I like the way Wynn was utilized, where Kara admits to him, and then Alex is like immediately able to get the information out of him.
Speaking of Alex, they're setting up because we know Maggie Sawyer's actress is gonna scooch on.
Don't blame the show. The actress is deciding to leave. It's not that they want to break up your favorite gay relationship,
which is great. I love the relationship, but they're kind of they're like sowing the seeds of. She wants, kids, and Maggie doesn't, and I'm like, we've seen that a million times.
But you're right with the kid thing. But I do like, I am actually kind of rooting for the couple to break up because one, they need to, but two, but two, from a real world perspective, like really the first person, your first gay relationship that you come out to that like helped you, it's like. Odds are that's not going to be your end game. You know what I mean? Like, you are older. Like, there's ways that it could have worked, but realistically, that probably wouldn't be your forever relationship.
You don't know.
You don't know, but you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. I kind of hope it's not some sort of, like, my wife is watching Grey's Anatomy, and Kyler Lee is also on that, who plays Alex. And, like, every time an actor leaves the show, they are killed off in the most aggressive way possible.
Got to.
And it's funny watching her watch that because it's like, ooh, it's much easier for me to accept these things when people are flying and running at super speed than when they're doctors, which is a thing that actual people do. But my suspension of disbelief is a little smaller. But so I like. I think it'd be better if they just broke up. You don't need to kill off Maggie. You don't need to send her away. Just have them break up because it will hurt. But it's part of life, you know what I mean? And so I'm kind of hoping they go that route instead of like throwing her in front of a train or something.
They did handle the lesbian relationship, or at least Alex's coming out story, very real. I mean, it just felt genuine. It didn't feel written. It felt like this is a person who is so vulnerable right now, and when she thinks that she has her life all planned out, and now after so many years of feeling like it's planned out, she's vulnerable again. She's hurt. She regains the trust, and like, I don't know. I'm going to be bummed no matter what. I do want to point out, switching gears a little bit, when Psychic Lady does her little burst of making people fear things explode near her. And I'm just like, now the powers aren't making sense. Because is she telekinetic? Or
I think she's psychic and telekinetic. Classic combo. Classic. They come together. Because she was able to do like the psychic punch thing. By the way, props to that actress for making the like turn the head and do an eye gate work. Like, she sold that actress sold what she was given. Like, I bought her. I hope they bring her back.
You're really what are you thinking about? Don't do that. Look away. Don't look over there. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And also the direction of when she enters the bank and everybody falling. You were mentioning that was really good. One thing.
And the guys freaking out about bees or whatever. That was a fun visual.
Yeah. The one nitpick, when she first hits car in the bank, there's this one weird like shot to like the handle on a cart that's like the room's tilted. It's like, that you should have cut that. That doesn't work. It was just
there's sometimes
that was weird.
They gotta cut stuff. Faberati says, I love the way people are killed off on Grey's Anatomy. Love it.
Like, it's whatever.
Somebody got cancer, I know. Like, there's like a bombing.
It's not like, it's like people are shot and stuff. It's like, what? Just have them move, man. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
You could have got another job. Scrubs did it. Yeah. Just have them.
I'm telling Monica to check out Scrubs.
Scrubs is great.
Yeah.
Scrubs. We can do a Scrubs review show. I do that. We can rewatch Scrubs and let us know.
How many seasons did that show go on?
It went on for 8.
Not all of them are winners.
No, I think the show is great. And then 9 is when they did The School. And like all the main cast is gone, and it's like,
except they keep coming back for some reason.
They do.
Like, Zach Braff kept like popping in. It's like, oh, right.
He had to
pick a lane.
He had to, and then like that was when Dave Franco wasn't a name, and Dave Franco's on it. It's real bad.
We're getting way off topic here.
But that, you know what?
Trish Walker. Not only is Alex in Grey's Anatomy, Trish Walker from Jessica Jones is also in Grey's Anatomy.
Of course, she looks like she'd be on Grey's Anatomy.
Man, listen, if doctors looked like they look on those shows, I would have signed up to be a doctor like that. Man, like that's.
Speaking of doctors,
insane.
Speaking of doctors, as in Caitlin Snow, Dr. Caitlin Snow.
Yeah, is this transition?
Transitioning to what do you get to that? The Flash. I changed the color of the set. This is Mixed Signals, and guys, I I did a breakdown video on new rock stars, so I've got a lot of goodies in my brain right now that I'm going to lay out for you. So get ready. Hit up the comment section. Let us know what you think of this episode. And I'm going to be reading it from the Reddit. DJ, I think you might have some tweets and stuff. But let's hop into it. The Kilgore. I like this actor because he's on The Good Place, which is the show that I'm into right now.
Okay, full disclosure. That actor's a friend of mine. He actually worked on a project with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is he Australian?
He's British.
British.
Yeah, so, and he's on Feud. He's amazing in Feud.
And he's on It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny in Good Place, and he has a recurring role in The Magicians. He's doing really well for himself, and I'm really Dominic is a really stand-up dude, and I'm very happy for him that he's doing all this stuff. It's so weird seeing like, hey, I know that guy.
And look at his pupils are turning into little squares.
Also, full disclosure, they do that in real life. He has square purple pupils, which might have been why he's hired for this role.
It's a birth defect,
but it's cool,
and he owns it.
And
that means something. That's honorable. But okay, I'll kick it off.
Yes,
I love this episode. Does it have the flaws that I now have to accept with the Flash of like, just fucking punch him, and so we can move on? Yeah, that's a big problem. And you know what? That's fine. We got so many cool Flash saves. Dismantle the car in seconds.
Although
saving the grenade, grabbing all the shrapnel from the grenade.
Both the grenade and the car thing. I love it when they do that. That is such classic Flash stuff.
Yeah.
That I love it. I will say, because I saw your video from the thing, and that got me thinking about the car save, and I was like, wouldn't it have been easier just to pull him out?
Oh yeah, phase through or phase the door off and just grab him.
Yeah,
but then
I didn't think of it at the time, but the situation was so cool. Oh, then you would have dealt with the car crashing.
Yeah, car crash.
I'm gonna go with that because I liked it so much. It was so much fun.
And also, if you just kind of pull it apart like that, you can just put it back together same way, right? Like that has to be the logic of it. But we got the return of Gypsy in this episode, which is really cool. We'll I think we. Oh, you have an asset.
By the way, when I pulled this asset. I noticed Cisco's shirt. Love it.
It's a great shirt.
Wanted Dead and Alive. That is an amazing shirt.
That's a good shirt. And Gypsy is beautiful.
Yeah, Gypsy's great.
She has a smile that could kill me. I mean, she could probably kill me.
Yeah, she could probably kill you. Christopher Fulton at Suit Enthusiast. There it is. I figured it out. Yeah. Should they find a way to make Gypsy a part of Team Flash?
No.
Yeah.
You have too many.
By the way, we already have 2 speedsters. We don't need 2 Vibers. I would not hate it if she moved over to Legends.
She'd be great.
But I also like the function. In fact, there's more characters that could probably take this role of like, hey, I show up for a few episodes every season. Everybody gets real excited when they see me, but they don't have to figure out something to do with me every episode.
She'd be a part of the crossover. I'd love, do big stuff with her. Swanman85, who put together the Reddit thread for this show every week, so shout out. Really appreciate that. Love that the show has lightened up considerably, although I will say Barry was a smidge over the top. I like how they finally gave Iris something more, but why is she in charge of Star Labs again? ? Why not Cisco? Anyone else cringe at the "We're the Flash" line? No, because we had that season 1, so again, I got used to it. Like there's just stuff I have to get used to with the show.
That one didn't bother me because if you've been in a marriage or a long-term relationship, you share a lot of the burden. That made sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And I love the therapy. I love the therapy.
I love the therapy stuff. Yeah. The therapy stuff is good, and also, man,
and there are genuine laughs in this episode.
There are.
I mean, when they talk about how many people died, like that was I thought that was
good, especially in the therapy. There are some like, unfortunately, Cisco gets a lot of these that just I feel like the directors are like, hey, make it broader. Like, don't pretend like you're a human at all. You're just a cartoon right now.
Which part?
Just like specifically when he runs in and screams about Gypsy, like, no, don't. It's just the way. It's just so over the top that and you see it like in Supergirl and specifically on Legends. I can't wait to talk about Legends. Mm-hmm. The ability to take like really broad humor and ground it in the person's character, I feel like nobody cares about on Flash. None of like the directors or anything care to like, hey, remember you're a person. Like you're not just a quit machine. Like it reminded me for all of these shows, because I watched it through the CW app, they had this Verizon commercial. Yeah, where the guys at the beginning like, am I too close? I feel like I'm too close. Mm-hmm. And he says exactly like that. It's like, it's not. that's not how a joke works.
Yeah.
Like, you have to time it. Like, you're realizing it. Oh, you know what? I think I'm too close. Like,
don't say it.
Don't just say it. Yeah. And I feel like that there's a lot of lines in this. And the weird part was there's a lot of lines that made me feel that way, but then there were lines with, like, when Gypsy after, by the way, the whole, like, when women say they're fine, they're not fine.
Hey,
it's not the 80s anymore, all right? Come on.
We're on the CW. That's their bread and butter.
But after
men
that,
not understanding women, and vice versa.
And then, like, Caitlin's, hey, man, like, that's not what's happening right now. But
you know she's having a goddamn mental breakdown. She could just be screaming for no goddamn reason in that room.
That's true. But when they leave the room, Gypsy has the line of, like, it's like he doesn't know I could kill him. Uh-huh. And it's like that was good. A lot of the stuff in the therapy session was good. Mm-hmm. So I liked.
And they address, like, a big thing. It's like, hey, you just abandoned me. I mean, okay,
the world was ending.
It was, but at the same time, it's like Barry, and I think that was mainly addressing this season. It's like, we need to talk. We need to talk about this again. That capped off the season of, like, Barry doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Sure, it's selfless here, but it does kind of stem back to, like, a big problem of you making calls. Of the whole thing, it's like you make
Barry's
calls.
kind of a jerk.
Yeah, and
we need to figure it out.
And I think we are figuring it out, and we're addressing it. Wally still doesn't have too much to do. Gets his ass knocked out. Run, idiot.
Hold on, a couple things. A couple things. One thing before we get on to Wally, I did like Nate Ginapero at Nate_Pop1 tweeted us this thing that when Iris is like, hey, throw a lightning bolt at yourself, and Cisco, who's a scientist, is like, it could destroy the suit, and then Caitlin, who's a doctor, is like, it could kill him. And Iris, who this meme labels as a barista, it's like, no, you gotta trust me. And it's like, that is I mean, like, yeah, good thing Iris has stuff to do now, but it's like, I don't know if you should trust her in that situation.
Oh no, that was a rough one when, like, two scientists and then a cop. Yeah. I was like, wait, no, was Joe there? I forget. No, Joe is there. Yeah. He has to react. He has got to be the normal guy. The average Joe.
And then Chris Johnson at Unknown Nerd 404. Have you noticed Wally's hair? Are they trying to make him look like red-haired Wally? I did notice Wally's hair, and I'm hoping that's a decision the actor made.
That is a decision the actor made. He had straight pink hair, and so they had to dye it back to his natural hair color. Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't the show, like, saying, hey, do that, because I would feel very...
No, he changes his hair, like, I follow on social media.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, good for him.
You do you, Keenan. Keenan Lonsdale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do you, man.
But, just going back...
Love life. And you know what? Let him have pink hair. Dude, if the actor wants to
not ready for that.
Like, if the actor who plays Wally, like, I'm sure Wally would do that. Go for it.
Maybe. I'm fine with whatever.
It wouldn't go well with the suit, though.
No, it wouldn't. That's why I'm like, there's a color scheme here. You gotta. That's why the red hair worked really well with it, because it matched the red in the costume. But anyways, I like his costume. Anyways, I had a thing.
Yeah.
And it's gone. Oh, wow. We labeled this live stream Batman Invades the Arrowverse. I wanted to mention this really quick.
Yeah, people mentioned the one in Flash, and I don't know. Obviously, the one in Arrow's super obvious.
Yeah. Why? We'll get to that. But no, the Babel Protocol is a throwback to... Because if also, guys, I pointed this out in the new Rockstars video. When he lists off... When all the available things happen to his suit, they're mentioned immediately They're mentioned immediately... or seen immediately when you see the heads-up display in the beginning of the episode. Like, they only came up with a certain amount of things. The guys who made the heads-up display in like the back end and post-production, they couldn't come up with anything else. So Babel Protocol is like a premier option that he can accidentally pick, which is self-destruct that he can't turn off for some goddamn reason.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, but anyways, Babel Protocol is a throwback to the JLA comic Tower Babel, and it's the story, if you watched... Justice League Doom, the animated movie, does this too. It's Batman came up with contingency plans for the entire Justice League, and
Batman's nuts.
Yeah, he is, and that's why it was a throwback to the Babel Protocol. Which everything that happens in his suit makes total sense. Like, I mean, it's cartoonish when it inflates and everything like that.
It makes sense other than maybe the self-destruct thing. Although I did like Cisco's explanation, like, because we've never faced an evil version of Barry before.
Yeah, and like if you turn on Babel Protocol, wait, does that mean evil, whoever is inside that, you're like, Babel Protocol, and then like that person just fucking explodes?
Yeah.
Because Barry hasn't outright murdered someone like that.
Atom Smasher.
Yeah, they nuked him. They microwaved him.
They cancered him. They gave him, that was
They gave him cancer.
Yeah. They cancered him to death. Yeah. I also like that. Don't worry, we took out all the tech from your suit because you're never gonna need that. It's like,
hey,
I get tech guy messed it up, but like some of that stuff's actually pretty useful, man.
Yeah, and the heads-up display is like not bad. Like that way you have directions. I mean, because I don't know how Barry comes up with where everything is.
Big fan of the new design of the suit.
Yeah, me too. It looks more like the suit. It's brighter.
I was a little worried because I didn't love it in the Flash Forward.
Yeah,
but I like it. It's cool.
Overall, I had fun with this episode. I think their attempts at humor, they got me at least 80% of the time.
Cool.
And I like the tone of this show. And I know we're getting Elongated Man soon. I like seeing the Thinker more in this when he's playing that like holographic piano.
I love people do these lines all the time when they're making like a really smart, especially evil character. Like, oh, that symphony, it's unfinished. Yeah, bitch. Until now.
I mean, that's not technically like that symphony anymore.
Yeah.
It's your symphony now. It's like if Leonardo da Vinci had like a scribble and I colored it in with Sharpies. It's like I wouldn't call this finished. I could make it look great, but it's not Leonardo da Vinci's.
I also love that we're revisiting, because this goes way back to season 1, the idea of metas that weren't a part of...
Oh, yeah, a Laser Eye Guy
was in Opal City at the time, and I love that we're finally going back to that.
It's cool.
And it's like, did you guys just see that in there? And like, one day we'll figure out what this means. And now we're getting there? Like, what's the... I don't know, but I'm a fan.
Good tease. Yeah, I'm going to guess Amunet is going to be one of them. They got away. They're like 12 metas that they made that got away, but now they're strategically being put in place. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited to see what they come up with. I think Elongated Man's probably going to be a part of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's just how the season's going to work out. Can't wait to see King Shark again. Just going to throw that out there because the showrunners like we have to use him once a season because it's King freaking Shark. Yeah, and I'm excited for that. King Shark versus Gorilla Rod. That was
one of the best reveals ever, where they put those jokes and like, that's a fun nod, but we're never going to see him. And then that's what we do. Anyway, whatever.
That was do more of that, Flash.
Yeah,
that was that little surprise.
That was good.
Remember that? That was I forgot how good that was.
That was a happy time.
That was overall. I think it was a solid episode of The Flash. Yes. I like whatever this is. Keep doing it and improve it throughout the season. We're good.
But let's also now move on
to
Arrow
show. And I'm gonna change the colors of the thing because it won't let me do it on the app. And I turn off the lights. Good. And we're going green because it's green, and you can't see it in the thing.
I feel like Arrow is keeping its momentum from last season.
I think we're gonna rate seasons of Arrow. If I may.
I mean, we're only 2 episodes into this one, but sure.
Oh, I won't rate this one. Okay. But I was just gonna say, season 2, season 5. Season 1 and then 3 and 4 are pretty much I agree with that completely, other than I would give the edge to season 4 because Damien Dark. Yes, it does kind of lose itself.
And none of the China shit.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
3 I think is the roughest for me, but your order, yes, I agree.
Yeah. 4 had my least favorite flashbacks that I can barely remember. It's like the totem and
one of them had Constantine in it, so
it did.
That's another edge. That's another edge to that.
You're right.
Also no flashbacks this episode.
No, and it worked fine.
Hopefully, I'd like to think the first episode was just to ease us into the idea, like one last flashback for the road, and I think occasionally, like if we get another Diggle-centric episode or a Felicity-centric episode, we'll get flashbacks for that. But other than that...
Dinah, Wild Dog, anybody.
Dinah. Yeah. Man, Wild Dog everybody was so good this episode. One of my favorite Arrow scenes when Lance and Wild Dog are in the FBI agent's office, and they're just and he's trying to
you're saying that like he's picking up his son at the same time Green Arrow is doing something. It's like this. That's not convincing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's trying to I think my daughter might be a good FBI agent. I mean, women could do whatever. It's just I love the way they're utilizing that character because he's a decent dude. It's just not just the brightest socially all the time. You know what I mean? Doesn't necessarily know the right way to deal with people.
I love Diggle. Sorry, I just need to put that out there. No matter what he does.
There's at least once a season where because he folds his arms a lot and you think, good Lord, his arms.
I'm glad you thought that too, because I was like, that man. What do you do? Basically, I just want to say he could probably twist my head off in one go.
Yeah.
When you loosen a big die, when you want to do a cool spin on your steering wheel to do a turn, you just
do that in your head.
And he'll just do that with my head.
Yeah.
That's how he could do that.
I guess jumping ahead, Oliver offers him the Green Arrow job, and it's like, oh, you're gonna need to let out those arms a little bit on that suit because
he's gonna bust those seams.
You're gonna go back. You have to go back to the sleeveless ones just to fit him in there.
Gotta go to Cisco.
They do.
Gotta go to Cisco to fix it. But overall, really good episode. I like the way that they approached the Arrow reveal. Like, of course, the FBI is going to get involved with this. Are you crazy? Like, and I liked how they brought back. I mean, the acid hooked up Anatoly, because I like how they're using him. Like, because
agreed.
Oliver betrayed him. He's like, we're friends. You're using me only for your own ends.
Yeah.
And I have a business still. And because of you, I now don't have the Bratva anymore. Now I'm just like a solo agent. Is he based on anybody?
KG Beast.
Okay, he is KG
Beast. Yeah.
KG Beast.
His name is, at least. Obviously, he's a pretty different character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also really, because I don't know about you, I really like the character from the times, because he's been around since season 1 or 2.
I think 2. I think he was on the boat. I think that's where he came
he was on the
from.
boat, but we also saw him. Oliver interacted with him in the present, like started using his connections.
I just don't
early
know
on,
if
but
we
I think
saw
that was season
him.
2. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was season 2.
Yeah.
So he's been around for a while, and I've grown to really like the character, and the idea that Oliver has become a better man since they've known each other, and he's become a worse person. Like, he's been corrupted by working with the Bratva. I think it's really fascinating. I will say, nitpick at the end when he's like, "You're not gonna kill me." It's like, you could shoot his leg. Like, what? There are other. I mean, you clearly treat everybody else like pincushions, and they're supposedly fine.
You should have.
You could have stopped him.
Yeah, and also you cured that one guy of that one disease, and he was looking rough, and you still.
And then they still shot him.
Still fucking shot him. But I like how they're using Diggle's like PTSD from the explosion, or not, a little bit of PTSD, more of nerve damage. So like, I don't know what that means exactly. Does that mean he can't use the gun?
I think it's affecting. It's supposedly degenerative, so he's gonna. Maybe he's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Good point. Don't know.
A little confusing. But I am excited to see him become the Green Arrow, however they're going to do it in the next episode. And that's an interesting thing. The Sun had a lot of actually interesting parts in this as well. And the way they use the Sun...
Before we transition to the Sun, we got a tweet. Swan Benson, at Swan Benson Jr. How many episodes do you think Diggle will be Green Arrow? And what do you think will make Oliver go back to it? I think it'll probably be 1 episode. Because whatever Diggle's going through will keep him from being Green Arrow. Like, they'll try that for like an episode.
D. Voldemort here says, great episode overall. Loved how they included everyone's logo at the beginning. Love that.
Yeah,
too.
that was really dope.
And it was also really fun to bring Anatoly back. Also, can someone tell me why the reporter/love interest from last season isn't in this season? I don't know. I think they don't. I think it's... He's got a son now.
She probably ran away.
Yeah, I don't think...
Bad things happened to her.
Yeah, she almost like lost her job because Thea like tried to sell her out. Like, it was...
Yeah.
It's not good.
I did like the multiple logos too, because everybody else got such cool new logos. Like, Flash's new logo is dope. Supergirl's is great. And it's like...
Supergirl's my favorite, actually, out of all of them.
Out of all the new ones?
I do like the multiple in this because it's like, it's now other people's show. Like, it's... Arrow's obviously the main
team.
character.
Yeah, but it's the team. But you were bringing up his son.
Yeah, I liked how they used his son in this episode. I think... Like, is he the most amazing actor? No, but I think
is any kid?
Not really. I mean, Haley Joel Osment, he played a robot. Just
the Stranger Things kids are good.
Yeah, the toothless kid.
Yeah,
yeah, he's great. And I like what he did in this episode. He got bullied. I liked seeing Oliver like teach him like, yeah, you punch the big kid.
I also like that they didn't do the obvious like, clearly next day he's gonna punch the kid. Now he's in trouble. And he's like, no, I don't want to fight. Don't give me that information. That's not what I need from you.
Yeah, I don't. And it was worth bringing up. It's like, yeah, I don't want to become an orphan. Like, he didn't say it like that, but also I was like, when I was
fair point. Don't want to become an orphan. Got it.
When I was listening to that, I was like, man, that's a weird threat for somebody. It's like, I'm gonna make you an orphan. But if it came from a parent, and you're like, what? like if it's the only parent, like, you're gonna kill yourself? Yeah, like, that's a weird threat. Mean? I know that wasn't said. That came to my head. Yeah. Like, that's a weird. It's a non-threat. It's a weird threat. But yeah, I hope the season continues on this path of what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I like it.
I really like it, and I like seeing Oliver have these new obstacles to deal with.
Yep.
We're not treading the same treads. Treading the same. We're not doing the same
treading
stuff.
The same water.
Water.
Because you tread water.
Trenton. New
Roxy.
Jersey.
She's not here to help us.
She's supposed to make us smarter. She's supposed to say smart things.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next week. But the show that is always a goddamn mess.
Wait, no,
What?
We're not leaving Arrow just yet. We haven't talked about one of the things people were freaking out about.
What were people freaking out about?
What are you talking about?
What were they freaking out about? DJ, what could they possibly be freaking out about?
We have the the press conference where he mentioned, so they bring up the picture.
When the crowd makes the shape of the Batman symbol.
By the way, it is interesting that the photo was in fact doctored.
Yeah.
So theoretically, somebody might be setting up Oliver without actually knowing that Oliver is the Green Arrow.
Which is also interesting.
And
confusing.
It's interesting that we've entered the season. I still have no idea who the big bad is. I don't know what we're building towards, and I'm still very engaged. But in the press conference, he's like, that could have been Bruce Wayne's face. And part of me is wondering if they're starting to prepare people for the fact that Batman will at least exist in the Titan show. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering if this is like, it's technically part of the Arrowverse, even because Supergirl is technically part of the Arrow. She's part of the Arrow multiverse. Yeah. So Titans will at least be part of the Arrow multiverse, probably.
Yeah, that'd be smart on them for them to do that.
I still think it should be that Titan should be on Supergirl's Earth, but whatever. And then they should merge them.
And Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. Yeah, we don't know. I feel like the jury's still out on whether that is connected or not. Because I've heard mixed things, I feel like.
It's a gamble. We'll see. Because they don't know how the show's going to do. I think it looks awesome. So
yeah, I'm dope. I'm excited for it. Whoop.
Oh.
That was the clip.
The clip ended. Yeah. But sorry, that was very cool of them, and I'm a little bummed that they released that clip before the episode.
Yeah, that would have been a fun.
Because if they released it later, I would have retweeted it still, but I would have been like, I get it, it's an ad. You have to get people to watch. Yeah. But just if that was dropped in the episode, everyone would be like, excuse me, like what? That's amazing.
I also like the idea of Felicity and Michael, Mr. Terrific, creating a side business. I think that's probably a more fun subplot than whatever was going on with that secret agency Felicity was working for.
That almost was cool.
Yes, it wasn't not cool.
Yeah,
I just like where this is going better.
Me too. But now we got to talk about the show that is always a pleasant mess, but I am always looking forward to it.
Speaking of pleasant messes, I don't think I have a lead-in asset.
That's fine.
Here's what we'll do.
Do that one. Do that one. Ready? And it's Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
With your favorite cameo from the Z-listers, Bwana Beast. Guys, you didn't get a name in this because there's no time. This show already has to deal with a lot.
Change the color, Sam.
Oh. What color did we pick last time? Blue?
No.
Purple.
Yeah. There it is.
Just like the
man, I love this show. Really love this show.
I don't even know how to describe it to people. Like, there's no...
It's a superhero time travel romp. Or it's a romp.
Romp is a good...
But just the use, because I thought, opening of the episode, and I feel like we mentioned that, because I feel like he showed up in the trailer, so we talked about it a little bit, but I had completely forgotten. So when they go to the circus, and I just, in the background, see Bwana Beast, I'm like, oh, fuck, I love the show.
Yeah.
And then he actually plays a part in the show.
Enough of a part.
Like as much as Bwana Beast should factor as a part of this show.
He just popped up, actually, in the JLA comic. Yeah. But he's not white guy Bwana Beast. Yeah. It's a guy who's actually from Africa, and he's far more interesting.
Vixen kicked Bwana Beast's ass immediately.
Also, Animal Man, isn't that like a plot point? Oh, no, Vixen just shows up.
Vixen shows up, but also Bwana Beast shows up.
He plays a big role. Yeah. Which I did like everything they did with. That's the only time I've ever learned of that character. Yep. That's all you ever need of that character.
Yeah, I agree. But
guys, just a hint: Bwana Beast can merge animals together. Why? I don't know.
Nobody knows. But the big arc of this... what am I saying? I was going to talk about bringing Amaya back.
Amaya...
But it's great. It's great having her back, and it's great. The scene in the kitchen where she's cooking, I'm like, oh, I'm going to hate this scene. But the way it plays out, the fact that she doesn't... Like, she's trying to make donuts, which sounds amazing. That her report... It's tough. The guy that plays Nate, I've always... had a little bit of difficulty with, just because it's one more.
He's a bagel.
Yeah, like a
Tobey Maguire.
We already have Ray Palmer, and we have him, but he is so great with the comedy on this show. Mm-hmm. Like, especially this episode. Oh, we lost Batman. Like the way him drunk this episode, him trying to like deal with his feelings for Amaya, like that actor is Nick Zano, I think is the actor's name.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And I like his power, and that's my input on that. But overall, Billy Zane, I mean, he's here, and
I still want him for Lex Luthor, but I'm so glad they used him for this. He was clearly having so much fun.
He had a lot of fun, and it was like we got plenty of Titanic jokes.
Yep.
We got plenty of it. Never need to make another one again.
Nope.
Not that I was mad by it. I'm bummed that him and Martin Stein didn't like interact
really. Yeah.
But you did get Martin Stein doing a backflip.
Yeah, with the thing, and
makeup.
then you got Mick, who's fear of clowns.
And I texted you. It's like I don't think they write a script for him anymore because he really didn't say anything that pertained to anything happening. Nope. He made an observation of the scene that's happening. He was like, I hate clowns. And I'm leaving. And gone for the rest of the episode. He's eating.
Yeah.
He feeds a CGI thing like, hey, can you pretend to... He's like, yep. And then it gets away. And
yeah.
It's like,
by the way, did part of you... I secretly hope the tiny saber-tooth tiger would just become a fixture of the ship.
Kind of like the rat. You know how they kept the rat? Like, keep the rat, keep the saber-tooth tiger. Keep it like a little zoo.
Yeah.
It's cute. And I liked how the anachronism grows. Like... He's like, yeah, we got a shrinking thing and a growing thing. Accidentally made a giant saber-toothed tiger. It didn't really do any damage yet.
No, it was, but it didn't lead into this fight led into that when it grew up. The fight between Sarah and whatever Agent Face is, which was great. By the way, this is Kevin Tantron again directing this episode, which is probably why it had that little extra zest, man. Like that fight was amazing, and I'm glad that they. It's cool to watch a show that most major fight scenes focus on a female character, and it's like there's probably whatever that's not SJW. It's just cool. It's just different. It's cool to see. Like it's a new texture on the show. These shows are providing such new textures to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Arrow and Flash are pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a superhero TV show. Stuff like Supergirl and especially Legends are just adding things that like you said, you don't even know how to describe to somebody the saber-tooth tiger at Barnum Bailey Circus with Billy Zane.
It's a lot like the show that I really liked that didn't have any comedy in it. Whoa, I just totally blanked on the entire show. What is it called?
They just erase it from your brain.
It's that BBC, not the BBC show, but it's that British
Doctor
show.
Who?
No, it's the other time travel show from Britain where ruptures in time open up.
And
Primeval,
yeah.
That's what it was called. But really quick, Swanman 85 loved the want to take a break bit with Sarah and Agent Sharp. And everyone laughing at the end of the episode. That laugh was weird. But
it was weird also.
But also when they bring it up, that we're like, this is what we fought before.
Yeah,
so.
I get that, but also we've established that you're not very good at your job, so maybe don't laugh at the reality ending threat. You have to... Each time you faced one of these big bads, you've kind of messed up Time War. So maybe
bungled it many times.
So maybe don't pat yourself on the back just yet.
And you lost people to it. People have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not nailing it.
Yeah.
So cool it with the laughter.
But I love the way this show even where each episode focuses on certain characters, but every character has something to do or something, even if it's just Mick just being around. Anytime Mick is just around, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And also one thing, I don't know if I talked to you about with you about this, but I was always a little on the fence with Sarah being the captain last season because it made her less fun, less roguish, because now she had to be the one in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Now
she's a pirate captain.
Yeah, now with Rip's team around and she gets to basically flip the bird to them.
Mm-hmm.
She's the captain, but she also gets to have that roguish thing, and it's a perfect setup.
Yeah.
And I really like the whole cast. I like their dynamic with each other. It was weird that I was like, oh man, Amaya and Mick are back together. You know what I mean? It's not like they're in a relationship or anything, but they have a cool rapport, and it's cool that they're all back in the same circle. You know what I mean?
I totally know what you mean. Every week, it's weird. It's like when you don't want to go to gym class, but then you realize when you get to gym class, all your friends are there, and you're just playing a game.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not that bad. But every week you're like, I gotta go change. I gotta sweat. I get sweaty.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have a lot of fun. That's what Legends is like for me, because I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then you get into it, and you're like, shit, I had a great time. This is something I never imagined in any of this. P.T. Barnum puts two different height people together, and they're like, yeah, Siamese. Are Are you that lazy? You couldn't figure out how to get the metal man
also,
to go out?
they don't bother trying to disguise the hands behind their backs.
Yeah. Like, make the metal man go out and then be like, hey, got a gun to you.
Yeah.
So change so you don't die. That's literally all you... Anyways, that's not a critique on the show. That's a critique on P.T. Barnum.
Billy Zane's best bit, right? Same mother, 2 different dads. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a winner. The delivery of that was amazing.
And you got the Man of Steel. Ooh, write that down.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, Billy Zane had so many good moments in this episode.
I hope he comes back. Like he gets.
I hope he joins the crew.
Become an anachronism and just get like if fucking P.T. Barnum. If I have to explain to somebody that there's a dead assassin, 2 people that come one, a girl who turns into animals. There's a metal man, a shrinking man. And P.T. Barnum, they're on a grand adventure together.
I love it, Sam. I love it. But don't forget Buona Beast. He shows up from time to time.
Fuck, I love these shows.
Yeah.
Overall, super solid week for these shows.
Yes.
And that's crazy, actually, because usually these shows don't line up that well. It's a crapshoot.
Let's take a second. What is your for you? How did the week stack up?
Arrow and Supergirl are tied for first. Arrow and Supergirl, because I'm like, I think back and forth, and I'm like, neither of them really had weaknesses. Just kind of like whatever preference I had at the time watching it, because they were both executed really well. The scene where Kara's being really genuine about her feelings, and Oliver being really sincere about his son. Yeah, like those scenes made those shows really good. Those are tied. So first and second, those are tied, and then third, Legends, and then Flash. But they're all really close. They're all really close because it was a super solid week.
For me, Legends takes the cake this week. I just had so much fun watching. Oh, by the way, the girl at the end. Yeah. I had no idea what was going on there.
Me neither.
It's present-day Vixen's sister who has the totem of water and apparently died in the Vixen animated series. So now she's coming
those
back.
Are important to watch.
Yeah, apparently there was Do Matter.
Do Matter? Those do matter. Sorry, I thought you said the name of the water person because do matter. Like, do like do. Water.
Man, if they were created in the 50s or 60s, that might be something that was called like, the do matter. Mm-hmm. Also, we're just gonna treat it like that's a normal name.
This Legends episode made me realize why Ray's name is Ray because of Shrink Ray.
Yeah.
Anywho,
so for me, it's probably Legends, and then you're right, Supergirl and Arrow are pretty close, and then Flash. Good week.
Let's give a quick nod to Gifted. I like what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, please do.
You got a cool scene of how normal people react around mutants. Where basically the family goes to another part of their family is like the uncle's house basically, and the neighborhood finds out because the nephew tweets out a photo of like something a kid did with his powers, and texted it to a friend, and the friend showed it to their dad, and they got all the dads together and came down to the house and were like, we need to talk to, like, we need to take them in, like, they're gonna hurt one of our family members, like, they don't get to be here. Which is like that you deal with like the racism of it, but also it's like you've seen what these kids do. They're kind of, the brother at least is kind of like freaking out the most because he just got his powers and he's the reason why all this is happening, so he's really not handling it well. So I really liked what they did, and Blink's powers are so unstable. I like how they're using it because it's that way, money wise, it makes sense. Like how they utilize her powers, but also it's like, no, she can't just go anywhere. Like she can't just go into a prison. It's like, this is really finicky, like the way it works. Really liked it. Inhumans, I watched. But those air, I have to. This to yourself? Because there are these moments when I'm like, oh, the show's getting really good, and then something else fucking happens, and you're like, also the guy who played Desmond on Lost showed up. He was on the 100. Did you ever watch that?
I know Desmond from Lost.
Yeah. He's I don't know the actor's name. I really liked him on Lost. So seeing him on this, I'm like, fuck, you're giving garbage dialogue, but you're doing a good job. And like more of Maximus, and I'm like, no, man, your whole thing makes sense, but then you're like, no, I just wanted power to be power. Yeah. Even though your whole platform actually makes sense, so if you calm the fuck down and not, didn't want like to be an Inhuman again, that's his whole thing. Yeah. He wants to go through Terrigenesis again, and everyone's like, well, we can't do that. And everyone's like, well, then you're like, why? Just fucking shove him in there and then put a gun to his head and kill him. Like, I don't know. Also, like, fuck, like a lot of shit doesn't make sense. Like, Crystal comes to Earth, Lockjaw gets run over by an ATV, and a vet has to come. work on it. And like this guy that helps her high fives her or something, and she's like, I've never been touched by a human before. And I'm like, these fuckers are gonna fuck in a second. It's good because that's how fucking ABC shows work.
Yeah.
And Karnak's working on a pot farm. That's all I'm gonna say.
Really?
Yeah, and he's fucking a girl in the ocean. And he does this one thing, coolest powers, where he's like, well, this is actually how you irrigate because we can't actually grow too much food on the moon, so I'm gonna make your crops way more efficient.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit! Like now your powers make sense.
Yeah.
Gorgon got a lot of good stuff. He's like, no, I don't know how to fucking plan because Karnak planned. He's my cousin, like, or my brother. Like, we figured this out together. We were a team.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. And then fucking Medusa will do some stuck up shit, and then Black Bolt will just be staring off into nowhere, and it's so stupid.
So you're saying you love it?
Watching the episode tonight. Anyways, guys, we're coming to an end. Thank you so much to everyone who tweeted at us and sent us your thoughts. We're still voting on a hashtag, so send us your thoughts on the hashtag.
Please.
It'll be something, whatever. We'll figure it out. DJ,
yes.
I had a great time this week.
Me too, man.
Where can they find you?
I'm so glad we're doing this again. At DJ Talks Trash, everywhere that matters. Stay tuned. I got some cool stuff in the pipeline for you, so stay tuned for that.
Just no teasers. I got my peepers on it, whatever you're talking about. I have peepers on it because you sent it to me.
Yes,
that's
not the only I'm talking about though.
Oh,
they're related. They're related. They're
related.
related. It's all pretty much related.
But guys, get ready. It's exciting. But make sure you check out all of our Patreon perks. This Saturday, we're doing another spooky live stream. We're going to be watching
my choice.
VHS 2, and
it's not going to be as great as Train to Busan because that was a pleasant surprise.
Train to Busan was amazing.
Yep.
That was a fantastic
so
movie.
Good.
Also, recommend go watch Happy Death Day. It was a big surprise for me. Anyways.
Also, you can rent Haunters on Amazon. And I just watched it again, and it's really good.
Mm-hmm. And the following week, we're doing Stranger Things Season 2. We're watching the whole thing, and some stuff will be for Patreon people. Some things will be free. You'll just have to tune in and find out, or just check out our social media stuff, which you can find at onlystupidanswers.com.
Yes.
Guys, tune in Monday for our new episode. You can listen to this, you can watch it, and you can join us live for Super TV Showdown. Roxy will be back next week.
Yes.
And we'll see you then. We love you guys.
Take care.
And we'll see you next time. Guys, that's the end of the audio part. Now you got the video part. Thank you for joining us. Let me give a shout out to everyone who watched with us. We had Danny Boy, Faberati, Robert Gonzalez, Maggie Whitmer, Ryan, Zero Kevin 2. I think we had more people here. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through.
Thank you guys for joining us. I love the live aspect of the show. I love having you guys join us.
There's some people who just don't comment. Oh, wait. There's a Terry Fournier.
Yay!
Katie Houlihan, which I saw you guys on the Skybound stream this morning. And Brandon Reyes. I believe I got everybody here. Make sure you tell all your friends. Make sure you tune in every Friday, 2 p.m. PST.
Yes.
Watch movies with us tomorrow. We got a bunch of free stuff for Patreon that we are excited for you guys to check out. We love you guys.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time. The button over there. The